Hello and welcome to Evolve IAS YouTube channel. So from today we are starting a fresh batch for the Geography Optional Foundation. So I welcome all of you in this new batch of Geography Optional Foundation. As far as foundation batch is concerned, so foundation class is primarily for those aspirants who are new to this subject and they have decided to go with the geography optional. So it's good that you have taken the geography optional because geography is one of the most fascinating subject, and when I will teach geography, then over the period of time you will find that the geography is not simply a subject that you have selected to just because it's a part of your preparation, it is optional, but you will get so many information, so many different variety of ideas, knowledge that is going to be very helpful not only in the examination, even in the life also. Because if I'll talk about the geography, so almost each and every all the human beings, be it starting from our cells, all our bodies, everything, whatever we are taking from this earth surface, and ultimately it is going to be in that earth surface. So from that perspective, it is one of the fascinating subject that you have taken as an optional, so it's a very good. Now, as far as foundation is concerned, our class timing, let me tell you in starting itself, class timing will be from 2:30 p.m. and the whole course, this foundation course, will get completed within the 4.5 to 5 months time period. In this duration, the idea will can be prepared by yourself. Yeah, you will study this in the GS and it is overlapping with the GS, so you can prepare by yourself. So nothing like that. So we will take up each and every topics of the syllabus, all the 20 chapters of the syllabus. So all 20 chapters, which is being divided in two paper, that is paper 1 and paper 2. So it will be taken care within the class itself. General flow of the class will be that I will take the topic will be discussed. So topic will be discussed in the class, very elaborate, exhaustive discussion will happen, और discussion तब तक होगा जब तक आपको समझ ना आए. So there will be a discussion, and once the discussion will be over, there will be some of the dictation also, whatever is important in the form of summary, or that will be useful for you whenever you are doing the answer writing. So at the time of answer writing, it will be helpful for you, because whenever you will go for the answer writing, understanding the concept is a different thing, but writing the same concept is different thing. So you will be able to write only when you have understood, that you will be through the discussion, but also you should have something to revise. So the revision is the key, and the revision of what? Revision is the notes. Because if your material are scattered, so if the material is scattered in some books, in some other places, and if you will try to combine all the things in one go, so it will be difficult. Because if you are going to write only one question, so when you are going to write one question, definitely it will be good for you. तो अगर आपने कई जगह पे कई मटेरियल हैं, कहीं सोर्स है, कोई बुक है, डिफरेंट मटेरियल्स है, वहां से अगर आपने पढ़ा होगा, एंड इफ यू विल ट्राई टू रिवाइज, तो एक क्वेश्चन या एक टॉपिक के रिवीजन में ज्यादा समस्या नहीं आएगी. बट द प्रॉब्लम विल स्टार्ट कमिंग आउट द मोमेंट यू विल स्टार्ट रिवाइजिंग, लेट्स से द होल चैप्टर. तो एक चैप्टर का जब आप रिवीजन करने जाएंगे, दो चैप्टर का करने जाएंगे, व्हेन यू विल ट्राई टू रिवाइज होल फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, होल ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी, होल इंडिया ज्योग्राफी, सो देन द प्रॉब्लम विल कम. सो दैट इज व्हाई द डिस्कशन एज वेल एज डिक्टेशन इज वेरी मच नीडेड. The resultant of this will be, once you will complete the classes, after completion of the classes, you will have a very comprehensive notes. And this notes will be like one stop solution. So for simply revision, in simple, or you can say the first source of your revision should be your notes. तो एक बार अगर आपकी क्लासेस खत्म हो गई तो केवल नोट्स को आप पढ़िए, जहां से बेसिक कंटेंट आपको चाहिए टू आंसर राइट, टू have that body and all of the questions, तो उसके लिए आप नोट्स ही रेफर करना पड़ेगा. Over the period of time, when you will be accustomed to the notes, when you have understood all the concept, then definitely you can look out some other reference book. But initially when you are new to this subject, it will be a suggestive that you need to just follow the class. You just need to look out the discussion, because most of the concept will be cleared in the classes itself, and then there will be a dictation. So this will be the general flow of the class. But one thing that is very important, of course I will dictate, but if something I am not dictating, it is expected that you should write those also. So focus on notes making. Your focus will be to prepare whatever the things is being discussed in the classes. Keep on writing, so it will be easy for you to look back. Whenever you will look back, let's say for after 1 month, after 2 months, so whenever you will look back the notes, it will be easy for you to recall each and everything that has been discussed in the classes. तो उसी वजह से whatever will be dictated in the class, I am sure that you will note it down. There won't be any issue in that. लेकिन जो डिस्कशन भी हो रहा है, बेहतर यही होगा अगर आप फाउंडेशन की क्लासेस कर रहे हैं तो फाउंडेशन की क्लासेस में अगर आप नोट डाउन करेंगे, सो दैट विल बी वेरी गुड. इट विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू इन कंसोलिडेटिंग द थिंग्स, बिकॉज एज ए सब्जेक्ट, एनी डिसिप्लिन, if you will look out the topics of the syllabus, if you will look out the 20 chapter, then you will find that there are plenty of topics that you are supposed to study. So first hand में might be it will give you kind of you might be scared कि इतना ज़्यादा कैसे पढ़ा जाएगा, कैसे I need to refer different sources. But let me tell you, if you will do these things rightly, or if you will do these things as it is suggested, you won't face this problem once the classes will be over. Then you will have only one stop solution कि आप notes देखेंगे, and in your notes whatever is written, you will find that it is giving you the overall holistic idea of all the topics. So discussion dictation will be there, but also you need to focus more on the notes making. Now, let's start the discussion, and I will start the discussion with a very basic question, and I'm sure that most of you must be having some idea. What is geography? So the very basic question which you need to have understanding, that what is geography, because you have selected the geography as an optional, and why you have selected the geography might be because you will find you will have some orientation, you will have some interest, but other than the orientation and interest, geography is one of the subject which is having the highest overlapping in your GS syllabus. None of other subjects you will find is having as overlapping as you will have the geography. Because here we are not supposed to tell, because I need not to tell you that it is having related. तो यहाँ पे related बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो कोई भी other option ले लीजिए other than the geography, you will not find that kind of overlapping with the GS syllabus, both in case of prelims, both in case of mains examination. In fact, most of you must be knowing that this year in the prelims examination, almost 22 to 24 questions have been directly asked from the geography. So no need to tell that how important this optional is. So because of all these, based on all these features, you must have decided to go with the geography. But now the time to understand that what is geography. Geography hai kya? So what is geography? As far as this term is concerned, so the history of this term, or you can say the age of this term, is roughly around 2300 years. So the age of this term is around 2300 years. Because the record that we have, so based on the recorded history, the term geography have been first coined by a Greek philosopher named as Eratosthenes. Now it is very interesting to understand, Eratosthenes is not the one who has only studied the geography. The topics, the different interest which falls within the scope of the geography, you will find it has been studied by the earlier proponent also. But because the credit is given to the Eratosthenes simply because he have coined this term. So the geography as a term has been coined by a Greek philosopher in 3rd century BC named as Eratosthenes. When the Eratosthenes have coined this term, that is geography, because geography is made up of two different terms, and that is geo and other one is your graphy. If you will look out the literal meaning of this geo and graphy, geo is simply referring to the earth. Graphy is simply description. Describe, to write. So in earlier time period when they were looking out the geography, so it was all about to write about the earth. In a very simple manner, whatever you are looking, whatever you are writing, thinking, suggesting about the earth will be the scope of the geography. So let's say the people are living, and if you are discussing about that, that will be the geography. If there are mountains and if you are writing about that, if you want to study about that, so that will be the geography. And even till today, it is very much correct. Geography is a subject which is very much related to the earth. So in a way you can say earth at the core. Different streams, different branches have been, over the period of time, have been developed in the geography discipline, but still the central theme is earth. So in a way we are just, our whole idea, objective is to know more about the earth. But within the earth, we are not interested whole of the earth. We have almost, you can say, we have decided the limitations. So that limitation is simply based on the refinement that is going through almost in this 2300 years. So right from the Eratosthenes time period till today, there has been some refinement. Like Eratosthenes' idea about the geography was different, Strabo's idea of the geography was different, then Ptolemy's idea of the geography was different, Alexander Vaughn's idea of geography was different, the Carl Ritter's idea of the geography was different, Richard Hertzschon's idea different, Peter Haggett considered the geography differently, and might be my idea of the geography is different. So simply in the present time period, when we talk about the scope, the nature of the geography, or what is this geography, so right from the time of Eratosthenes till today, we are just refining the limitations कि हमें पढ़ना क्या है. अर्थ के बारे में तो है सब्जेक्ट, लेकिन अर्थ में बहुत सारी चीजें हमें पढ़ना क्या है. Whether we need to study about the earth surface, whether we need to study about how the earth have been created, how the earth have evolved, whether we need to know about what lies inside the earth. So what is our interest to study? So that is simply based on the limitation that have been decided from time to time, but ultimately still till today, the central theme of the geography is simply to study, to know more about the earth. Anyway, so geography is made up of two terms, geo plus graphy, and the geo is simply referring to the earth, graphy is description. So in simplistic manner, geography is nothing but to just write, describe the earth. So in its earliest time period definition, it is nothing but it is the description of the earth. When the Eratosthenes have Eratosthenes have given the definition. Eratosthenes' idea was simply how the Eratosthenes have explained the geography. Eratosthenes simply suggested that geography is the study of earth surface as the home of man. So he was primarily defining the geography as the study of earth surface as the home of man. Now, when you will try to comprehend this study of earth surface, I will briefly tell you something. When you will start looking out this earth surface is not in a very narrow sense. So when Eratosthenes around 2300 years ago, he was trying to explain that geography is the study of earth surface. So his study is not limited to the upper part of the earth. Because when you will look out in the present time period, then you will find that most of the people are concentrated in the upper part of the earth. So geography is the study of earth surface doesn't mean that we are just interested in the surface or in more refined version to study the crust. We are not only interested in the lithosphere or crust. Rather, we are very much interested to all the interaction that is happening on this upper part of the earth surface. That interaction is related with the lithosphere, the rocky surface. That interaction is associated with the atmosphere. Atmosphere is the gaseous part. We have a life-giving gases. In fact, in our solar system, must be knowing that Earth is the only planet which is having the life. And why we have the life? Because we have all the prerequisite condition, but most importantly, we have the right gases. So atmosphere is favorable, and also we have hydrosphere. Along with this lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, the interaction zone is biosphere. So right from the beginning, when you say geography is the study of earth surface, so this study of earth surface is not limited to only the upper part. Because that upper part is being inhabited by the humans or the livings are there, so it is the whole interaction of the phenomena that is giving to the life. So study of the earth surface in a holistic sense, because it is the home of the man. So we are living on this earth surface, so we are the creation of the earth, and ultimately we are going to be part of the earth once the life will ceases. So this is how you need to know that the geography is. And in fact, I will tell you a few more definitions. In all the definitions you will find that only limitations is changing, as I said, but ultimately the core theme is the earth. So in a way you can say, if you have to study the geography, you need to have some idea, some overview about the earth. Because without knowing if you are not having any idea about the earth, so obviously things will not be good. So ultimately our approach, or you can say our objective, is to study the earth's surface, but before that we need to know what is this earth. We know that earth is a planet, but what is its identity, when it came to existence? Because if you will try to think that how the life have existed on this planet, then obviously you need to look back and you need to look out that we belong to the different races, how these races have evolved. And if you will have the races, then you will start knowing that humans first came in one place and then it has dispersed in different places. But even when the humans were not there, humans have been the resultant of evolution. So humans have been resultant of evolution of some of our ancestors, and when you will look out, then you will find that it was the animal, and even before the animals we were having the plants. Over the period of time you will find that even on this earth surface in the starting there was no life. So life is the resultant of some of the changes, and earth is witnessing the change right from the beginning. Popularly this earth is referred as a restless planet. So it is restless right from the beginning. So earth is very much synonymous with the term change, because in the present time period I am sure that most of you must be coming across with terms like climate change, global warming. The result is very much visible. You will find that catastrophic climatic events is happening. So incessant rainfall we are witnessing in Delhi, we are witnessing in North India. The monsoon winds is getting mixed with the western disturbances. So the spells of western disturbances generally happens to remain till the month of April and May. But this year there has been some of the spell of western disturbances in the month of June, which is again the evidence of climate change. So we are witnessing so many changes on this planet. And some of you might be thinking that whether this change is the present time change or this change is very much uniform. So one thing that you all need to understand being a geography student, that earth as a planet always happens to be going through with the changes. The only difference in the present time period is that in present time period the rate of change has differed. So in the present time period this rate of change has been very fast. So it is not that earlier we haven't witnessed, because we as an species are the resultant of the change. Because in earlier time period when this earth came into existence, right in the beginning it was not sustainable to have life. Then the changes has happened, climatic changes, lithospheric changes, landform development. Ultimately all these have resulted to make this planet as a favorable for the life. And once the life has started, but still the planet was not very much relevant to have life for the humans. So we as a humans are the resultant of change. So the earth surface, earth as a planet have always going through with the changes. The only thing is that in the present time period this rate of change has increased. That is why as far as when I used to define the geography, so I generally used to summarize the whole thing in one line. And if you will ask me my idea of the geography, so geography is nothing but simply it is the study of changes. So geography is nothing but it is the study of changes. But yes, study of changes on the earth. So still the earth surface or the earth is very much at the core. So to know about the changes, the earth surface, to learn the geography, have some idea about the earth. And when you will start tracing how the earth came into existence or how the life came into existence, you need to have some history, you need to know some history. But the time frame is very long. So it is not possible for us to just look back that what happened 10 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 2000 years ago. So that is, this time period is very long, and what major event has happened, to study that we have devised some you can say scale. So we have our own scale, so that I will discuss, but before that let me give you a very broad timeline how the earth came into existence and some of the major phenomena. Whenever you will start looking out the earth, that how the earth came into existence, so the beginning point of the earth is a phenomena which is referred as Big Bang. So around 13.8 million years ago, we have a phenomena of Big Bang. So it was the Big Bang phenomena which led to oncoming of universe. Universe came into existence around 13.8 billion years ago. Then around 4.6 billion years ago, the sun, solar system, along with the sun and other planet came into existence. There was a hot cloud of gases. That hot cloud of gases is generally referred as nebula. So through the nebula, all the planets, solar system, sun came into existence. Around 4.5 billion years ago, so Earth came into existence around 4.6 billion years ago. In a way, you can say the age of the Earth is 4600 million years. So हमारी Earth की जो age है, that is 4600 million years. Generally, the human life is hardly of 80 to, even I am taking someone is living very long, so then also it will be 100 years. So the human life is around 100 years. From that perspective, we will find this 4600 million years is too much time. So it's a too much time, very huge time period. And for us, it is not easy to know, to study all those things has happened. That is why we are just looking out the broader things. The major event, we call it as major event that has happened. So what major events has happened? So around 13.8 million years ago, the Big Bang, that is oncoming of universe. Then 4.6 billion years ago, the solar system, the sun and other planet came into existence. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth have been collided with a Mars size some celestial object. So the Earth, collision of the Earth with Mars sized celestial object led to the creation of moon. So moon came into existence around 4.5 billion years ago. Moon came into existence around 4.5 billion years. Around 4.2 billion years ago, oceans came into existence. So if we look out from the Earth perspective, so 4600 million years is the age of Earth. Around 4200 million years ago, oceans came into existence. And it took further 1 to 2 million, so around 4 billion. So around 4 billion years ago, the oldest rock or simply continents came into existence. Still we are not having any life. So 4600 million years ago, the Earth came into existence, but still there is no evidence of the life. Somewhere around 3.45 billion years ago, single cell life have emerged. And this single cell life that has emerged, it has emerged in the oceans. And very interestingly, this life was without oxygen. So this mostly it was in the form of cyanobacteria, some of the form of algae. So this algae was capable of doing the photosynthesis, and this photosynthesis was the anaerobic. Now this photosynthesis have resulted into the oxygen. So due to this single cell life that existed in oceans, it has given the oxygen. So oxygen came into existence somewhere around 2.5 billion years. And in fact, when the oxygen came into existence, it led to almost widespread presence of life. So the life have started thriving on our planet once the oxygen were available. So oxygen were available through the photosynthesis that has been done by some of the algae that have emerged in the oceans. So around 4600 million years is the age of the earth, and around 25 million years you will find that oxygen came into existence. So roughly you can say 50% time period if you look out from the perspective of the total age. So आप ये समझिए कि half of the age of the earth oxygen was not there. And even when the oxygen came into existence, because the oxygen, nature of the oxygen is cold, earth has also witnessed various ice ages. So hamari, as I said, that earth was going through different phases, and changes is very common on the earth, and it's a continuous also. So you will find that once the oxygen have been released, due to release of oxygen, because the nature of oxygen is a cold, the nature of oxygen is cold. So when this oxygen have been released in a large quantity, so because of this release of oxygen on the earth's surface, cooling have been witnessed, and this cooling has resulted into the oncoming of ice age, cryogenian ice age. This cryogenian ice age happens to be one of the widespread ice age. Almost in on the earth's surface we have witnessed 5 ice ages. None of the ice age is as widespread as you will find the cryogenian ice age. So cryogenian ice age is primarily associated with the release of oxygen. So due to the widespread ice ages, we have witnessed whatever the life was there, there has been large scale mass extinction. So mass extinction has also witnessed in that. So you will find that oxygen came into existence 2500 million years ago, and almost next around 1800 million years, there has not been much changes from the perspective of marine biodiversity or the land terrestrial biodiversity. Almost from the 600 million years ago, we have started witnessing the large scale flourishing of the life in the form of biodiversity. So almost 90% time of the earth, 90% of the time of the earth have been elapsed to make this planet as a favorable for the life, because continuously the changes were happening in this planet, changes have been happening in this earth to make this planet as a home of the man, because ultimately we are interested in this geography as a study of earth's surface, which is the home of the man. But the question arises that how it became the home of the man. So it became the home of man only because of the changes that has happened in this earth right from the time of nebular time period, because earth have been evolved through the nebula, and earth has been formed around 4.6 billion years ago, and right from that 4.6 billion years ago till almost 600 million years ago, there has been some major changes has happened, which led to the making this earth as a favorable for the life, and then the life has started flourishing. But even if you will look out the 600 million years time period, this time period is a very huge time period from the perspective of humans. That is why this history of the earth, the study of changes that is happening on the earth, we study through a time scale that we have devised. We refer it as geological time scale. So to study how life emerged on the earth surface, right from evolution of earth till today, we have devised a time scale which is simply referred as geological time scale. So geological time scale to simply learn how this earth have evolved from the time of nebula, because there was a cloud of gases, and then from the nebula we have a evolution of the earth. At the time of evolution of the earth around 4.6 billion years ago till today, what changes has happened and which has resulted into the oncoming of life on this planet in the present time period. So this entire history we study, we have devised a scale that is referred as geological time scale. Geological time scale is a very broad scale. Geological time scale is a broad scale which only look out some major geological phenomena. So geological time scale is a kind of a scale which only looks out the major geological phenomena, because as I said that the human life is very short from the perspective of this geological time. So our lifespan is very short, and our we are accustomed to very shorter period of time. Even we are not that much aware that what was happening 100 years ago, 150 years ago. So how is it possible to know that what was happening in 4600 million years ago, and also to look out in the chronological manner? So it is not, you can say, it is beyond the human possibility to learn each and every thing that has happened. And also we have a limitation. We have a limitation in the form of evidences, because most of the evidences is simply based on the rocks evidences, fossils evidences, some of the oceanic evidences. So these are the some evidences through which we got to know that what was happening, because nobody was there to write. In last 200 years, 300 years, what has happened, it is very easy to understand. Why? Because someone was writing. So what has happened during the time of Ashoka, what has happened during the time of Mauryan, what has happened during the time of Britishers, what has happened during the time of the Cholas, Pandyas. So all these things is very easy to know, because you will have the literature. But here most of the things is based on the scientific evidences, and in fact the scientific evidences is not that very much old. Because if you will start looking out, as I said, the whole story has started from the Big Bang. Now the Big Bang is around 13.8 billion years ago. This Big Bang itself have been propagated mainly when the Edwin Hubble in 1920s have suggested that our universe is expanding. So when he has proposed the concept of expanding universe, then from that time period the researches have taken place in that direction, which ultimately culminated in the oncoming of Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory simply suggests that there has been infinite gravity and density, the materials have brought to singularity, and then there has been sudden explosion. From that sudden explosion, it has started expanding, and all the materials have started coagulating in the form of galaxies, in the form of stars. through the galaxies and stars, then it has led to the oncoming of solar system, different planets, different satellites. So all these things happening right from that 13.8 billion years, and presently we are in the mode of expansion. So the geological time scale, simply to know more elaborately about the earth, but of course it is not possible for us to learn to know each and everything, so we will only look out the major event that has happened. But before that, again we will look out the same thing, that is why geography. So the same question that we have from where we have started, that what is geography. So as I said, initially it was the Eratosthenes who has given the idea of the geography, that geography is the study of earth's surface, which is the home of man. Right from the time of Eratosthenes, in this 2300 years time period, geography have been explained in multiple ways. Like I also have given a definition of the geography, that it is nothing but it is the study of the changes the earth's surface is witnessing. Right from that time till today, we have a different definitions of the geography, but two of the definitions happens to be very relevant. And in fact, most of our present information, knowledge about the geography as a discipline is based on the writings of these two contemporaries, these two modern geographers. So one of the definitions has been given by the Professor Peter Haggett. In fact, Peter Haggett is known to his idea of the geography is mirror of the earth. So according to Peter Haggett, one of the great proponent of the human geography and a British geographer. So Peter Haggett considered that geography is nothing but is the mirror of earth. Again, earth has at its core. So geography के बारे में जब भी आप पढ़ेंगे, you need to remember that earth is at its core. अर्थ के ही इर्द गिर्द आपकी पूरी you have to study. जो भी आप स्टडी करेंगे, everything should be within that scope of the earth. अर्थ के आसपास ही आपको पढ़ना है. बट क्या पढ़ना है, किस लिमिट तक पढ़ना है, that will be based on the some of the refinement. Anyway, so now the very important question is, why the geography is considered as mirror of the earth? Or when he is saying that geography is the mirror of the earth, what it means? When the Peter Haggett, or after the Peter Haggett, several geographers have proposed that the geography is the mirror of the earth. Here the mirror, in very simplified sense, what you need to remember, mirror is nothing but it is simply signifying the maps. It is telling us the importance of map in the geography. So in geography, maps are very important. In fact, to certain extent, you can simply understand that for any topic, let's say you are interested in study of the population. So if you are interested in study of population and the population, if you are not able to draw on map, or if you are not able to draw it on map, so it will not be the subject matter of the geography. In very simplified manner, you just need to remember all the phenomena, all the subject matter of the geography should be in such a manner that it can be drawn on the map. If you can draw on the map, it is geography. If you are not able to draw on the map, it is not the geography. So when it is being referred that geography is the mirror of the earth, it simply signifies that it can be drawn on the map, because mostly it's referred as spatial aspect of the subject. So it was the idea of the Peter Haggett, who simply have written this that the geography is mirror of the earth. Anyway, I will tell you one of the very popular definitions given by the Peter Haggett. So how the Peter Haggett is defining the geography? According to Peter Haggett, geography is most succinctly defined as the study of the earth surface as the space where human are living. So it is simply defined as the study of the earth's surface. So again, he is simply saying that it is the study of earth's surface, and it is the study of earth's surface as the space within which human population lives. So within which human population lives. So simply he is considering the human population, and he is considering that the earth as a home. So earth is the home of the population, humans. So this is a very important definition. This is a very popular definition given by the Peter Haggett, who is incorporating role of humans. So he is giving more importance to the humans. Earlier, if you will look out, the idea of the geography, that is study of earth surface, तो वहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे तो mostly the focus was on the earth surface. But here the focus have changed. Yes, we are interested to study the earth surface still, but we are interested to study the earth surface as the home of living beings. So where humans are there. So ultimately, whatever you will be studying, geography में जो भी आप पढ़ेंगे, our objective will be that how it is associated with some of the human problems, or how it will be helpful in solving some of the problems of the human. So if we are studying the earth, if we are studying the geography should be studied in such a manner that it is capable of answering all the प्रॉब्लम्स दैट द ह्यूमैनिटी इज फेसिंग. सो किसी भी बात में अगर आप क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है तो क्लाइमेट चेंज क्यों हो रहा है, क्वेश्चन वन, एंड द सेकेंड इज हाउ दिस कैन बी सॉल्व. सो इफ ज्योग्राफी इज able to answer, or any topic is able to answer, so definitely it will be the subject matter of the geography. Or let's say there is a plastic pollution. In plastic pollution, where the plastic pollution is, and if you are able to draw it on the map, if you are able to plot in the map, so it will be the subject matter of the geography. So any phenomena which can be drawn on the map, and also if it is capable of answering some of the problems that the humanity is facing, that is the subject matter of the geography. Now, one more very popular definition. This definition has been given by the great Richard Hartshorne. So Richard Hartshorne is defining the geography. Now, how the Richard Hartshorne has written two books, The Nature of the Geography in 1939, The Nature of Geography in 1939, and then the perspectives on the nature of the geography. So obviously the Hartshorne is one of the most important human geographer of 20th century, or you can say in modern time period. And in fact, if you look out the UPSC syllabus, the UPSC syllabus का 5वां chapter अगर आप 6th chapter अगर आप देखेंगे paper 1, then you will find the title of that chapter is Perspectives in Human Geography. So it is directly have been borrowed from the title of the books that has been given by the Richard Hartshorne. So he was having a great influence throughout the world. So Richard Hartshorne is simply suggesting that geography is concerned to provide accurate, orderly and rational description and interpretation of the variable characteristics of the Earth's surface. Geography is concerned to provide orderly, accurate and rational description and interpretation of the variable characteristic of the Earth's surface. So in case of Richard Hartshorne definition, the one of the very important key point that you will find is he is talking about the variable characteristic of the Earth's surface. Earlier or before the Hartshorne, everyone was talking about the Earth's surface. So everyone was saying that geography is study of the Earth's surface. But he is saying that geography is yes study of the Earth's surface, but geography is study of the Earth's surface in terms of variable characteristic. Means he is propagating the idea of areal differentiation. That in different area, different part of the world, you will have the differences. So in different part of the world, there will be differences, and that difference according to the Hartshorne is simply being considered as the areal differentiation. And in fact, this differences is very unique. So throughout the world, there will be a differences, and this difference is very much unique. So this is the idea that has been given, and in fact, in geography you will find we have the spatial variation. So this, when we talk about the spatial variation, so spatial variation is nothing but simply this variation we consider that on the Earth's surface each and every phenomena is unique, and unique in the sense that it is having its own identity. So one region of the Earth is distinct from the other region, and every region is having its own identity. So in a way, the concept of regional differentiation, the concept of areal differentiation is primarily given by the Hartshorne, and he has given a very beautiful definition of the geography. So when we say geography, as I already have given you the different ideas of the geography. So in all the ideas you will find primarily everyone is talking about that it is the study of the Earth's surface in one way or other. That is why I said that Earth is at its core. Alright, so these are some of the important meaning and scope of the geography. Now let's move to the next topic, and the next topic, other than this, what is geography, what is the nature and scope of the geography, is to know the geological time scale. Now what is this geological time scale? As I already have elaborated, geological time scale is simply the time period right from that 4.6 billion years till today, how the life came into existence, what major changes has happened on this planet. So we will study in this geological time scale. Now to simplify this study, we have divided this broad time period in different small scale. Now how we have divided the scale? The largest unit, the largest time period in this scale is eon. So eon is the biggest time. Eon is the biggest time in this geological time scale. Below the eon you will find we have eras, sub-era. Below the era you will find we have period, and below the period we have epoch. Like how we have the millennium, then we have a century, then we have a, let's say, year, we have months, we have weeks, we have the days, we have the hours, minutes. So in similar manner, just we have subdivided this geological time period in some of the eons, eras, sub-eras, period, epoch. Now, as far as this history of the earth is concerned, so this 4600 million years time period broadly being divided in two major eons. So when it comes to the eons, so two major eons, one is referred as Hadean eon and other one is your Phanerozoic eon. HADAE HADAEAN, Hadean eon, Phanerozoic eon. Hadean eon is from the 4600 million years till 542 million years. So if you will look out from the time period perspective, then you will find that it is roughly 90%. And this 4600 million years, 90% time is in Hadean eon, and after 542 we have this Phanerozoic eon. It is further divided in some era and sub-eras. As far as Hadean is concerned, this Hadean is also popularly sometimes referred as Precambrian. Because right from this 542 million years, we have the Cambrian time period. So before that time period is simply referred as Precambrian. So before that it is simply referred as Precambrian period. As far as Hadean is concerned, so Hadean is further subdivided. Hadean is further subdivided in some eras. So it is Hadean eon, then we have Archean, and then we have Proterozoic. Hadean eon, Hadean era is also sometimes referred as Azoic, because in this time period there was no life. So right from the 4600 million years, till 3800 million years, we are not having any life. In fact, this was the time period when the earth was going through the cooling and solidification. So as I said here, let me tell you one more thing. Eon is there. Below the eon we have the era, sub-era. Below the sub-era we have the period, and below the period we have epoch. So in any era, any period, any epoch, we will just learning because some major events has happened. So if we are saying Hadean, so Hadean eon or Hadean eon era is simply because in this era there has been some major changes. So if you will look out this Hadean or Azoic, of course no life is there, but this is a era in which oceans, continent came into existence. Earth have lost its earliest atmosphere, because in early time period the gravitational forces was not that much effective. So gravitational forces effective nahi the, and also Earth was not having fully developed magnetic field. Because of these two reasons, the earliest atmosphere has been swept away. उसके बाद में नया atmosphere आया. So the present atmosphere that we are witnessing today is the resultant of some of the older activity. So all these things was happening in case of ocean in this particular Hadean. Now moving to this Archean, as I said, Archean is starting from 3800 and it is till 2500 million In this Archean, there has not been much changes. Of course, the atmosphere, some of the gases have been added, but still in this Archean time period, still there is no oxygen. So still we are not having any oxygen. But one interesting thing, single cell life appeared. So the single cell life appeared, and where the single cell life appeared? Single cell life has appeared in the ocean. So this is the time period when the single cell life has appeared, and it has appeared in the ocean. Moving to the next, Proterozoic, and how the life came into existence, you need to understand that there is a popular belief, and one thing that you all need to focus, that oxygen is still not there. Earliest atmosphere has been swept away. Then the later on atmosphere have been evolved, and this atmosphere, the different gases that we have today, majority of gases is associated with the degassing. So earth was still cooling and solidifying, and in this cooling and solidification, some of the lighter materials have been pushed away from the core, and the denser materials have been accumulated nearby the core. In this process, some of the gases have been released, and this releasing of the gases from the earth interior is simply referred as degassing. Through the degassing, important gases like carbon dioxide, like nitrogen. So the nitrogen, carbon dioxide, then you will have some of the inert gases, argon is there, xenon is there, krypton. All these gases have been released from the earth interior, but from the earth interior, oxygen has not been released. Now there has been a two possibility. One of the possibility, because when the degassing was happening, and in degassing, there has been release of one very important gas, is water vapor. Now one of the viewpoint is that when the water vapor has been taken in above atmosphere, the insolation is already there, and this insolation, this UV rays is capable of breaking this water vapor into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen will be lighter, so it will go up, and oxygen is comparatively heavier. But the proportion that we are witnessing today, it is not possible that this proportion of the oxygen has been added from the above. So that is why the most scientists believe that oxygen must have been added from the below, and also it is very much clear that oxygen has not been released at the time of degassing. So how the oxygen came into existence? Now, when this water vapor have been released, earth was still cooling and solidifying. So when this water vapor have been released, now this water vapor is going up, and it has led to the oncoming of first form of the clouds. So clouds have been formed. Now this cloud have resulted into the rainfall. So rainfall has happened, and this rainfall was very incessant, very long rainfall, long period of rainfall. This long period of rainfall have resulted into the oncoming of the ocean. So ocean came into existence. Once ocean came into existence, in that ocean, it has become a favorable for the life. So the single cell life has appeared. Now this single cell life have started doing the photosynthesis. Once the photosynthesis has been done, after that photosynthesis, there has been release of oxygen. So from this single cell only, the oxygen has been added, and primarily the oxygen has been added in this stage. So during the Proterozoic time period, oxygen has been added, and when the oxygen has been added, it has resulted into the thriving of life. So in oceans, the life has started thriving, and multicellular organism came into existence. So the multicellular organism came into existence during the Proterozoic time period. So Proterozoic time period is very important geologically, because this was the time period when oxygen have been added. This was the time period when the multicellular organism came into existence. Now moving to the Phanerozoic. eon. So one more thing that you all need to understand, as I said that the majority of knowledge that we have today is the resultant of evidences that we collected through the rocks and all the other major phenomena. Geologically we are not having much information, so our information is very shallow of before 542 million. After 542 million we have a good information. So after the 542 million we have the good information, but before that our information is very shallow, and almost it is 90% time. But because we are more interested, because most of this knowledge is based on the fossils evidence, as I said that the major life multicellular organism came into existence in only Proterozoic time period. So after the Proterozoic time period only, the evidences of fossils you will find. And in fact all the organisms that were present in the Proterozoic time period, they were not having much outer skin. So the outer skin that have started coming into existence, because if you will have the outer skin, the organism will become comparatively stronger, and also when they will die, it is great chances that their fossils will get collected. So there will be fossils imprint of the organism which will be coming after this Proterozoic time period. That is why we are having the more refined knowledge related to this. Now coming to the Phanerozoic eon. In Phanerozoic eon, we have era, so we have Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and we have Cenozoic. Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. In very simplistic term, Paleozoic is simply, you can say it's old, Mesozoic you can say it's a comparatively mid, and Cenozoic is the newest, so latest. Now Cenozoic is further divided in two sub-era, and these sub-eras are Tertiary, and Quaternary. So we have Tertiary and Quaternary. Paleozoic is starting somewhere around 542 million years, and it is running up to 231 million years time period. So Paleozoic time frame is around 542 million to 231 million, and from 231 million till 65 million we have the Mesozoic, and from the Mesozoic we have the present time period. In fact, as far as the major one of our important landform is the Himalaya. So Himalayan orogeny have started from this time period. Paleozoic have been further divided into Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian. So we have the Cambrian period, Ordovician period, Silurian period, Devonian period, Carboniferous period, Permian period. As far as the Cambrian period, almost it's starting from 542 and it is going till 488 million. So till 488 million we have the Cambrian, and one very important event, as I already explained to you, that this was the time period, you can write also. In this period, we have witnessed evolution of external skeletons which led to great diversity of animal body. Great diversity of animal bodies. Then 480, and in fact it has also over the period of time evolved in the oncoming of spines. So in organism the spines came into existence after this. And the second is your Ordovician. So Ordovician is 488 to 444 million, and in this time period obviously the life in the oceans have very diverse. So Ordovician marine biodiversity became very diverse. And this is very important. This is very important, Ordovician, because we have evidence of some of the life on land, and obviously it was in the form of plants. So some of the plants have been discovered. So the life have moved from the ocean to land. So the life have moved from the ocean to land in the Ordovician time period. Now as far as Silurian is concerned, so the Silurian time period, if you want to note, so around 444 to 456. And Silurian time period is considered in which some of the scorpion like animals, spider, scorpions came into existence. So spiders, scorpion, they came into existence. Now Devonian, the time period is 456 to 360. So Devonian is 456 to 360 million. Now Devonian is a very interesting period because it was the Devonian time period in which the large scale coral reefs emerged. So the coral reefs are associated with the Devonian time period. Coral reef. And also this is the time period when on the planet, on the continental part, four-legged animal emerged. Over the period of time, this four-legged animal have ultimately paved the way for reptiles and all. But the four-legged animal have been came into existence in this Devonian. So Devonian is very much associated with the coral reef. Coming to the Carboniferous. Carboniferous is very important phase because this was the time period when the Pangea broke in, and also it is very important because in this time period the coal formation has happened. So the time frame of the Carboniferous is roughly from 360 to 250. So 360 to 250 we have the Carboniferous period, and in the Carboniferous period first flying insects and also reptiles came into existence. So the first flying insects and the reptiles came into existence, and also, as I said, the Carboniferous is known for large scale coal formation. Coal formation is a typical process which is associated with the conifer trees. So conifer trees, there will be a large size trees, and the tree will definitely over the period of time, plant leaves and other animals, they will get deposited in some of the depression, and over the period other processes will happen which will ultimately result in the formation of coal. So Carboniferous. Now, from this 250 to 231, we have the Permian time period. And as far as Permian time period is concerned, it is the time period in which the amphibians dominated. So Permian is known for amphibians, which have ultimately paved the way for one very important species, that is the dinosaurs. So this Permian is also have witnessed a large scale mass extinction, because as I said that Pangea have started breaking, and when it has started breaking, definitely lot of animals were not able to survive. So over the period of time, animals have started dying and they were not able to survive, and also there has been a probability, because the hotspot volcanic eruption was happening, which has resulted into a large scale death. So the Permian have paved the way for next level of life, and this is referred as next era. So we have Mesozoic. Now in Mesozoic, which is starting from 231 and it is having 65 million, we have a three periods. So we have a Triassic period, we have Jurassic period, and we have Cretaceous. Alright, so we have the Triassic period, we have the Jurassic period, and we have the Cretaceous period. Now in Triassic period, the time frame is 231 to 200. So Triassic is between 231 to 200. As I said already that the Permian have paved the way for the oncoming of dinosaurs. So this is the time period when the dinosaurs came into existence. So in Triassic came into existence, and in fact in next Jurassic the dinosaurs have ruled. So dinosaurs have almost ruled. So Jurassic is known for that. Time period is 200 to 146. So 200 to 146 we have the dinosaurs. So here you can say diversification of dinosaur. Also this was the time period, one very interesting thing, some of the reptiles like crocodiles. So crocodiles have also came. Tropical forest came into existence in this time period, that is Jurassic. Then came Cretaceous. Cretaceous is from 146 to 65 million, and Cretaceous is having a very important feature, like there has been obviously the extinction of the dinosaurs. So dinosaurs got extinct. We have seen major mass extinction. So Cretaceous time period have witnessed one more mass extinction. And in fact this was the time period when the Himalayas have started forming. So formation of the Himalaya has also witnessed from this Cretaceous time period. Now as far as the Tertiary time period is concerned, so we have Paleogene and we have the Neogene. Now we have further epoch. So Paleogene and Neogene is roughly from 65 million to 1.8. Now the Paleogene is further subdivided. Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene and Pliocene. Paleocene, Paleocene, Eocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Oligocene. Then we have Miocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pliocene. Some of the timeline that you can note it down. As far as the Paleocene is, it is from 65 to 56. So it is 65 to 56 million years. This is time period when we have the first primates. So the first primate came into existence. So you can note it down. Then we have the Eocene. Eocene is from 56 to 34. 56 to 34 million years. Eocene time period is very famous. In this time period, you can note it down. Very famous large scale fishes like whale, elephant. So they have been associated with the Eocene. Then Oligocene. Oligocene time frame is 34 to 23. 34 to 23. Now this is very interesting because it was the time when the first primate, and which primate sometimes popularly considered as our ancestors. So their ancestors, that is monkeys. So monkeys came into existence in this time period, that is Oligocene. And then our ancestors came into Miocene. So from 23 to 5.3 million years. So somewhere around 5.3 we have the Miocene, and in Miocene there has been first appearance of apes. So apes first came into existence in this Miocene time period, and from 5.3 to 1.8 we have Pliocene. And the Pliocene, the most important feature that you can note it down is first hominids. Alright, now after this we have the two period, that is Pleistocene. Pleistocene we have a further subdivision, so I will write here. Pleistocene is starting from 1.8 million. And now here you will have, one is Pleistocene and then is Holocene. So we have epoch. Here also you will have epoch. So we have the Pleistocene and we have the Holocene. As far as Pleistocene is concerned, it is from 1.8 to 0.01 million. In Pleistocene, obviously the modern humans came into existence, but how they came into existence, before that there has been a large scale ice age. As I said that earlier also the earth has witnessed ice age, but this ice age was little bit different because this ice age happens to be the last ice age, and this ice age have made our planet, earth surface, more favorable, more suited for the life. So living on our planet have started thriving mainly because of this ice age that we have witnessed during the Pleistocene. This ice age has happened in different phases. So we have witnessed 4 different phases. So 4 glacial, and interglacial period. Foreglacial and interglacial period. I will come back to this ice age, but before that, modern human came into existence, and the Holocene is, you can say, scientific man. So scientific man is considered somewhere around 11,000 years ago they came into existence. Few of the timeline you can note it down. Around 5.6 million years ago, like as I said, our ancestors is apes, so the ancestors, that is early form of the human, they have started walking. So they have started walking on their particularly hind leg. So it was the back leg. So first form of the walking we have witnessed, but on hind leg. The straight walking we have witnessed somewhere around 5 million years ago. So we have evidence that humans are the ancestors have started walking straight around 5 million years ago, and the modern men around 2 lakh years ago. So around 2 lakh years ago, the modern men called as Homo sapiens. It is a different subject altogether, because Homo sapiens is one of the particular species, you can say. So within the primate, within the humans, hominoids, we happens to be the different species. One of the species is Homo sapiens, and which we belong. So it is believed that earlier we were having the different hominoids, but only the Homo sapiens were able to survive, and there has been a mixing also. So there has been a very large scale mixing, and ultimately we have the Homo sapiens. And it is believed that this modern men, that is Homo sapiens, came into existence somewhere in Africa. So around 2 lakh years ago, the Homo sapiens, the modern men, came into existence in Africa, and it is quite possible that they have been came into existence. Mostly the humans walked on this planet in that particularly Nile region. So the fertile Nile region, they came into existence, and it is believed that after emerging, this modern men have lived in that area for about 1 lakh years. So they have lived for about 1 lakh years. In fact, these men are there which happens to be moving from one part to another part, because as I said that it is believed that the humans came into existence at one place, and then they have started moving out. So why they have moved out, that is a different issues altogether, because in most of the time when we see, so as you all must be knowing that necessity is the mother of all invention. So there has been belief, there has been some of the evidences which suggest that all the lakes nearby where these modern men were living in that Africa, it gone dry, and because of the drying up, they have been forced to look out some other territory. So over the period of time, different people have started moving out different parts. Some of the people have moved in the north, in the Western Asia, in the Central Asia. Some of the people have moved to the coastal part of India, and through that coastal part of India, they have also moved to the Sri Lanka, some of the Southeast Asia. Through the Southeast Asia, even they were not having the modern ships, they were not having the knowledge of large scale shipbuilding, but still they have reached to the Australia. So there has been a very large scale migration, because most of the DNAs present in different continents have suggested that. Ultimately, around 11,000 years ago, the scientific men came into existence. The scientific men came into existence. Scientific men. So this is a brief geological history. This is a brief geological history of our Earth, how the different major events has happened in different time period. And now one very important event that I have said, Earth has witnessed around 5 mass extinction. Earth have witnessed around 5 mass extinction, and in fact before that 5 ice ages also. So Earth has witnessed 5 different ice ages. The first ice age that Earth has witnessed is simply referred as Huronian ice age. Then we have Cryogenian ice age. Then we have Andean Sahara ice age. Then we have Karoo ice age. And then Pleistocene ice age. These two it has witnessed in the Paleozoic time period. This in case of Hadean. In case of Hadean, we have witnessed the ice age in Archean time period and the Proterozoic time period. The Proterozoic ice age happens to be one of the widespread, and it happens to be the Cryogenian. Huronian ice age, the evidence we got from the Huron Lake. Indian Saharan ice age we got from these two places. Karoo is the lake that is in South Africa, so we got that evidence. And the Pleistocene is the last ice age. As far as Pleistocene is concerned, as I said, that Pleistocene is being one of the unique characteristic. It was having a glacial and interglacial period. So in Pleistocene, we have Gunj, Mindal, Riss and Vor. So glacial, interglacial time period. So glaciation, then deglaciation, glaciation, deglaciation. So this was the characteristic of last ice age that we have witnessed on this planet at large scale. See, one more thing. In none of the ice ages, the whole Earth, whole planet was not covered with the ice. But the largest one, it was, as I said, Cryogenian. So the Cryogenian happens to be the largest one, and in this time period, we have witnessed a very large scale, widespread. Almost some of the lower latitude also have witnessed ice age. Now big question arises that why the Earth has witnessed ice ages? Why ice age? So there has been a different reason for the ice age, but some of the possible causes, because these are the natural ice ages. So what could be some of the possibility of the ice ages? One of the possibilities considered as change in Earth and Sun orientation. Then there is one more phenomena, sunspot phenomena. In climate change we will study. So sunspot phenomena is also considered as one of the possible reason. Then large scale dust. So large scale dust primarily released during the volcanic eruption. So it is also having the possibility to affect the ice age, like when hotspot volcanic eruption was there in Cretaceous time period. So in that time period we have witnessed a very large scale drop in the temperature, and to certain extent it is also being considered that this was the reason behind the extinction of most of the biggest animal on this planet, that is dinosaurs. So it is considered that dinosaurs got extinct mainly because of the hotspot volcanic eruption that was nearby the Reunion, and this Reunion hotspot volcanic eruption has led to the formation of one of the very unique physiographic structure of our country, that is the peninsula. Now other than this, even meteorite dust is also being sometimes considered as the possible causes. Other than the ice age, Earth has also witnessed 5 mass extinctions. So Earth has witnessed 5 mass extinction. Earth has witnessed 5 mass extinction during the Ordovician time period. Also it has witnessed in Devonian period, Permian period. Also it has witnessed in during Triassic and Cretaceous period. So it has witnessed the ice mass extinction during these period. The last mass extinction we have witnessed Cretaceous time period, as I said, that it was associated with the extinction of the dinosaur. Now it is considered, it is believed that presently we are in 6th mass extinction. Presently we are in 6th mass extinction, and this 6th mass extinction is believed is because of anthropogenic activity or human induced. So it is because of the human related activity or simply the anthropogenic activity. In fact, this was a question. Almost whatever we have discussed in today's session, you will find from time to time one question or two questions is generally being asked in your prelims. That is why the geography is, if you will look out the economic aspect of the geography from your exam perspective, so you will find that geography is a kind of optional which will give you the great benefit in your GS preparation. तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होंगी which you will be study, which you will be preparing in the optional, and it will help you out in other areas of GS. But yes, one thing, once you have decided to go with the geography optional, so don't try to consider like if you will study the GS, तो GS का optional में use करेंगे. It should be other way. So study in the optional and then utilize in the GS. So this is a brief history. This is a brief history of the Earth. This is a brief geological time scale. And this much of the information is needed for your optional. So whatever we have discussed in the class, whatever we have discussed in this session, if you will able to remember, definitely things will be much easy for you. Also there will be few more geological phenomena specifically associated with the mountain development, associated with the landform development. So that we will discuss whenever we will take up that particular topic. तो और भी कुछ geological events हम लोग करेंगे, but as far as the classification is concerned, you need to study the classification, you need to read it so that you should be able to remember some of the classification. तो classification अगर broad level पे आप देखेंगे, if you are able to remember the periods, the epochs, then it will be definitely good, because then it will be easy for you to relate that in which time period the oxygen came into existence, in which time period the coal formation has happened on the Earth's surface. So that's it. So I hope that after going through this session you must got enlightened, और geological time scale जिसमें आपको बहुत समस्या होती रही होगी, जिसमें आपको मुश्किल होता रहा होगा, I am sure that after going this session, you will be in a better position to understand the geological time scale and also to relate that how the geography is nothing but it is the study of the changes that Earth is witnessing. So in the subsequent sessions, we will more learn about the Earth, we will unfold that changes that Earth is going through, that Earth is witnessing. So that's it for today. In next class, we'll try to look out that how this earth came into existence. So some of the concepts we will learn, some of the concepts, some of the theories related to the evolution of the earth. So that's it for today. Thank you.